Please rise and salute the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Good morning and welcome to RPtv. Today is Wednesday, March 11, 2020. Former Vice President Joe Biden has been surging through the primaries and will be making his way to New Jersey very soon. Colin has the report.
After being endorsed by former presidential opponent Cory Booker, Biden has set his sights on New Jersey. Later this month, he will be trying to raise money for his campaign. The campaign will be held on March 20th in Montclair, New Jersey. Other attendees will be Michael Blumenthal, President Jimmy Carter's Treasury Secretary, Michael Kempner, a man who raised $500,000 for President Obama, and Gordon McInnes, the president of New Jersey Policy Perspective, a progressive research group. Biden has been getting as much support as his opponent Bernie Sanders, since he's had some great victories in South Carolina and Super Tuesday states since the revival of his campaign. Another test comes Tuesday, the next 6 states, which includes Michigan, a state that Sanders took from Hillary Clinton 4 years ago. Biden led Sanders among demographic voters and those who lean Democratic, 54% to 35% in the Quinnipiac University poll released Monday. In addition, 80% of Democrats said Biden was likely to defeat President Donald Trump in November, while 61% said the same about Sanders.
In recognition and celebration of Women's History Month, today we present the story of Susan B. Anthony. Let's go to Michelle for the details.
From the age of 17, Susan B. Anthony agitated for equal pay for women teachers, for co-education, and for college training for girls. When the Sons of Temperance refused to admit women into their movement, she organized the Daughters of Temperance. At a temperance meeting in 1851, she met Elizabeth Cady Stanton, and from that time until Stanton's death in 1902, they were associated as the leaders of the women's movement in the United States. Susan B. Anthony lectured on women's rights and on abolition, and secured the first laws in the New York State Legislature guaranteeing to women rights over their children and control of property and wages. In 1863, she was a co-organizer for the Women's Loyal League to support Lincoln's government. She and Stanton organized the National Women's Suffrage Association. In 1890, this group united with the American Women's Suffrage Association to form the National American Women's Suffrage Association, of which Anthony was president from 1892 to 1900. In 1872, she led a group of women to the polls in Rochester, New York, to test the right of women to franchise under the terms of the 14th Amendment.
Now, it's time for announcements. SAS, next meeting is today in Room 5. To support this year's RPHS spring production of Disney's Little Mermaid, this Saturday, March 14 at 10 a.m. at the RPHS Library, our very own Ariel, RPHS Senior Isis Gonzalez, will be reading the story of Disney's The Little Mermaid to anyone and everyone. There will be plenty of fun, including a coloring station and a costume contest with prizes. So make sure you dress like your favorite character. There is a $5 suggested donation at the door and light refreshments will be served. We hope to see you there. TSA. Support the TSA with the Dying to Donate Chipotle fundraiser on Wednesday, March 18 from 4 to 8 p.m. Bring in the flyer, show it on your smartphone, or tell the cashier you are supporting the Roselle Park High School TSA. Anime Club. Meeting on Thursday, March 19. All students welcome. Room 105 after school. Basta Night will take place on Thursday, March 26th. This is also the opening night of Spring Musical, so it's a great time to enjoy dinner and a show. Basta Night begins at 5:30 p.m. and ends at 7 p.m. Early access at 4 p.m. for all students involved in the Spring Musical. Ticket prices are $10 for adults, $7 for students or senior citizens, and $5 for kids 6 and under. Great food from many local restaurants will be served. RPH's Spring Musical, the Disney's Little Mermaid. Tickets for 2020 RPH's theater production of Disney's The Little Mermaid goes on sale this Thursday, March 12th at 8 a.m. Performances are set for March 26th at 7:30 p.m., March 27th at 7:30 p.m., and 2 shows, March 28th at 1 p.m. and 7:30 p.m. Tickets will be available at showtixforyou.com. Food Truck Festival will take place on Saturday, March 28th from 12 p.m. to 6 p.m. There is a $5 admission fee. Art Club and National Art Honor Society meet Fridays after school in room 102. There we are working on projects and explore new media. Join us. Also, Art Club and NHS are collecting real or made-up recipes to raise money for undernourished people around the world. These can be any size, handwritten, and decorated, and will be sent to the program funded by the Bezos Family Foundation. In March, the donation has been doubled. For every recipe submitted, $6 will be donated to the organizations providing food. Please help. See Mrs. Goutreau for further information and supplies. Our final story this morning concerns the continuing spread of the coronavirus and how New York State has taken a significant step in trying to contain the disease. Colin has the report.
National Guard troops are being sent by the New York State officials to a special contaminant area centered in a suburban community that has a large cluster of confirmed coronavirus cases. Of the 173 confirmed coronavirus cases reported so far in New York State, 108 cases are in Westchester County, with a large cluster in New Rochelle. Governor Andrew Cuomo said the state is sending National Guard troops to the New Rochelle to help clean surfaces and distribute food in the outbreak area. In addition, a coronavirus testing facility is being sent up in the community. It has been reported that some troops have already arrived at the command post set up by the city health department to assist with the outbreak. The coronavirus outbreak has prompted school officials to shut down New Rochelle schools for 2 weeks, starting Friday. According to a report by the Wall Street Journal, major gathering places include temples and other facilities in the contaminant zone will be closed as a precaution. It is a dramatic action, but it is the largest cluster of cases in the country, Cuomo said yesterday. The numbers are going up and unabated, and we do need a special public health strategy for New Rochelle.
Stay tuned, we'll be right back. Thanks for watching, have a great day, and stay tuned for CNN 10.
Called off. Some international soccer games have been played in empty stadiums. Flights have been canceled with fewer people traveling. We told you yesterday how the nation of Italy, which has seen the most coronavirus cases in Europe, went on lockdown. Public events there are banned, travel's restricted. Because the virus has been spreading so fast, it's difficult to keep up with all of the countries announcing similar restrictions and attempts to contain the disease. After Monday's record-setting point drop in the U.S. stock market, there was a rebound yesterday after the Trump administration started discussing a payroll tax cut that would be intended to put more money in the hands of working Americans and help ease the economic consequences of the virus. Other countries' governments are also looking for ways to do that. As of yesterday afternoon, there were at least 849 confirmed cases in America. They stretched across most states and the District of Columbia. California, New York, and Washington each had more than 100 reported cases. There's a lot that health officials don't know about this disease, but early data indicates that older people are twice as likely to get seriously sick from it. Americans are being encouraged to avoid shaking hands and sharing food, to disinfect doorknobs, to regularly clean utensils, and especially to wash our hands.
Since the novel coronavirus first appeared in Wuhan, China in late 2019, it has spread across the world, leading to thousands of deaths, sadly, and tens of thousands of infections. Limiting transmission between individuals is vital to help contain the outbreak. So here's what you can do to protect yourself. Health experts agree that you should wash your hands regularly, thoroughly as well, with soap and water for at least 20 seconds. Don't forget your thumbs. Don't forget underneath your nails. Now, if soap and water are not available, you can use a hand sanitizer, but make sure that it's at least 60% alcohol. Do avoid close contact with anyone who is coughing or sneezing. What you're trying to do is avoid the airborne droplets that can spread the disease. Avoid touching your face at all. We do this hundreds of times a day. Avoid touching your face, but especially with unwashed hands, as the virus can enter your body through your eyes, your nose, and your mouth. If you do cough or sneeze, don't do it into your hands. Instead, use the crook of your elbow or use a tissue. Unless you're already sick, don't wear a mask. This is important. Wearing a mask can actually increase your risk of getting infected if you wear that mask improperly. Individuals do have an important role to play here, but society-wide measures are also going to help stem the global spread of this virus. While affected countries have used a range of responses, containment efforts can be effective here. The lockdown of the entire city of Wuhan is thought to have helped slow the initial spread of the virus, and that bought valuable time for preparations elsewhere. Since then, large-scale quarantines have been used in some of the worst affected areas in the world, including Italy's Lombardy region. I should point this out, that large quarantines have not really been used in the United States for decades. The world has changed a lot since then, so it is hard to know just how effective these quarantines would be today. Restricting large gatherings of people may also help prevent the transmission of this virus. For example, baseball games played in empty stadiums in Japan. Italy ended the Venice Carnival early, and at least one fashion show in Milan was held with no audience at all. While France also closed public spaces, including the Louvre. Early detection of cases through testing, that's the key. And some countries have taken it to the next level. For example, in China, they quickly deployed thermal monitoring technology to record temperatures. And in South Korea, they pioneered further innovations like drive-through testing. From providing emergency resources and investment to building infrastructure at speed, governments around the world now are working to contain and then mitigate this outbreak. And the vast majority of people who contract the virus do recover. So while novel coronavirus and the anxiety about it continue to spread, remember, there are things that can be done to fight back.
10-second trivia. What do Michigan, Mississippi, and Missouri all have in common? Are they all east of the Mississippi River, west of the river, states prior to 1850, or part of the Louisiana Purchase? All of these states were admitted to the Union before 1850. And yesterday, they were all also part of Super Tuesday 2 or Super Tuesday 2.0. Whatever you call it, it involved 6 states in total. 5 were holding primaries, 1 was holding caucuses. It came exactly 1 week after Super Tuesday and wasn't as big in terms of delegates at stake, but it was the next big step in the process that will determine which Democrat and which Republican will be listed on the U.S. presidential ballot this November 3rd. While incumbent President Donald Trump is dominating the Republican races over former Massachusetts Governor Bill Weld, there are 3 Democrats competing for their party's nomination, and the 2 frontrunners were very close to each other in terms of the delegates they'd won. Going into yesterday's contests, former Vice President Joe Biden had 635 pledged delegates. U.S. Senator Bernie Sanders from Vermont had 558. We didn't have results when we produced this show, but the big prize from Super Tuesday 2 was Michigan. In that state, 125 delegates were at stake. Wrapping up in New York City, which has held a number of superlatives when it comes to height. In 1929, the Chrysler Building was the tallest in the world. 2 years later, the Empire State Building took that title from it. And now, One World Trade Center is the tallest in the city, though not the world. But not every high point is a skyscraper. Sometimes it's a sky deck.
You can see the entire city all in one shot. Everything from the Statue of Liberty all the way around to Central Park. And it really is the only place in the city where you can get a view of all of the major icons and the whole city in one shot and one breath. I'm standing on the glass floor, and this is probably one of the best spaces that we have. If I look down, I can look down over 1,100 feet straight down to 10th Avenue. And this is really a unique view and a unique experience. You can stand, look around, see the cars going by. I think a lot of people will lay down, take the selfies from above. This will become the iconic shot. Once you get up to the top, we're not going to really be encouraging people to leave. We're really going to let people experience it how they want to. Some people will come up very quick. We know during sunset time, people will stay a bit longer. But we're going to really let it feel organic and not try to manage people once they get up to the top. These are very, very strong glass pieces and it's structurally designed so that there is no way that we could put enough people on here to be anywhere close to any weight limit. So it's perfectly safe. We could have everybody all over looking down, no problems at all. When you look out, you don't see any railings, any bars, anything like that. The glass itself is the structure. And that was really designed for a number of reasons, but the main one is to give an unobstructed view. You know, we call ourselves Edge. When you walk out, it really is like you can walk off to the edge. We really don't want people to think of us as an observation deck. We have a number of experiences that we're really trying to be more than that and really give a different type of experience. This is really about having unique elements that are unique to us here at Hudson Yards and unique to Edge, and looking down to the city is something that it's the only place you'll be able to do it in New York.
Or New Amsterdam. The cutting edge may leave thrill seekers glassy-eyed, and while some will like it because it's edgy and others will be put on edge, you too might not like people walking all over the edge, and acrophobics certainly won't want to hit the deck. They'd rather stay below deck and keep a more grounded altitude about the viewing party above, even if the edge is the height of observation posts. It's great to have Trinity Lutheran School watching today. It's in Aberdeen, South Dakota. The one place CNN is looking for the schools we mention is on our YouTube channel. I'm Carl Azus for CNN.